This is Rich McGinnis from Football University and the U.S. Army All-American Bowl. And we're about to embark on a very special day in the history of football training. We've got a legendary coach to my left, Coach Chuck Bresnahan, 30 years in major college football and the NFL, one of the deans of defensive back coaching. And we've got three very special defensive backs to join him. Coach, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Rich. It's a pleasure to be here with all these young men right here, talented young individuals.
Well, we're excited, Coach, to get this thing going. The first ever one-of-a-kind defensive back training, and I would say three reasons, Coach, to be excited about today. One, a phenomenal production. 6 cameras watching at every nuance of all these guys as they go through your drills. Coach, number two, you have been a great defensive back coach coming here to lead these kids through a great day of drills. And also you being able to coach those guys at home who want to follow along their paths and be great defensive back players as well. And third, obviously, the great talent that's going to do this and show the world what this training's about. Coach, excited to have you. And I know we're going to get off it to get this day going shortly. We're here at the D1 facility in Nashville, Tennessee. How excited are you, Coach?
Very excited. I mean, the opportunity to come down here and do this first ever DB drill instruction video, and especially to work with these young talented men, but also the facility, the setup, the production. This is going to be nothing but first class, and I'm excited to, again, present something that can help the player at home advance his game and make him a better defensive back. We're going to have 3 young men right here giving the examples and showing them on the tape exactly what they can do to get better. So it's an exciting day.
We're here with legendary coach Chuck Bresnahan, who is the Dean of Defensive Backs Coaching and is our lead coach at Football University. Let's meet our 3 athletes, Coach. Let's go from our left to our right. Will Blackman, Coach, lockdown cornerback in the NFL, Super Bowl ring. Let's see it, Will. You got that Super Bowl ring? There it is. There it is. Chuck, what can you say about Will?
Will's talent level is exceptional, and I remember Will coming out 7 years ago from Boston College, and just a versatile player who was able to play defense and then also play on the offensive side of the ball his senior year, and was also an outstanding punt returner. So I think we're going to see his skills, and he's going to be able to put us through some drills today that are going to really show these young men that how to do it the correct way, and again, just bring his wealth of experience to the FBU program. It's going to be outstanding.
We met Will, Coach, back at San Antonio at the U.S. Army game. One of the first great cornerbacks we had when the U.S. Army game launched. He came down to San Antonio and played outside, not inside of the Alamo Dome, but outside of Alamo Stadium. He still talks about the weather, but it was a great weekend, Will, where you got a chance to strut your stuff. If this online training, Will, was around back then or even earlier, I'm sure you would have loved this stuff and jumped right in, huh?
Oh, you guys upgraded everything. I mean, it was still obviously, a great experience, but it's exciting to take part and to do something like this that's going to definitely evolve, for the future, for sure.
Will, we talk about at Football University, training being a big part of it, being a great technically sound player, but competition's big as well to understand where you are, right? The U.S. Army game gave you a chance to see where you are against the nation's top players, and I'm sure a great experience, and obviously launched a great Boston College career and a great NFL career. What did you learn that week, Will, in San Antonio?
Well, it was huge for me because I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, and football isn't really a staple there, and so competition, wasn't that great. So for me to get elected to play in the U.S. Army game was definitely an opportunity for me to see how I measured up against everyone else, who was getting a lot of hype around the country. And for me to stand out was, I was already confident in what I can do, but it was just more gratification for me to be able to perform well and take that to college for sure.
Will, you got to your left, maybe the next Will Blackman, Jalen Ramsey. Right
better than Will Blackman.
He's a little bigger. He's a little bigger. We met Jalen a few years ago, a product of Football University and its training, and now a U.S. Army All-American Bowl. He's in his senior season, ready to go to San Antonio this year. Jalen, welcome to the training this afternoon.
Appreciate that.
Doing great. Now listen, Jalen's a great lockdown corner. Coach, what can you tell us about Jalen Ramsey?
I'm excited to watch Jalen today in the drills. From what I've seen so far and from what I've heard, he's an outstanding athlete and a great young man from meeting him so far, and really excited to get him out there and show some of these high school age kids how it's done the correct way. So I'm excited about working with him. He's got all the talent in the world.
Coach, to Jalen's left, one of the great 8th grade defensive backs in the country. We train about 9,000 football players every year and come across probably 4,000 or 5,000 youth football players, seeing them for 3 days straight, and maybe the best defensive back that we've seen in 8th grade, Mike Silva. What can you say about Mike, Coach?
Excited again to work with Mike, and Mike has earned that reputation to be one of the best DBs in the 8th grade. And again, throughout the FBU program, the camps, I mean, it's definitely shown that he's advanced and his skills are going to be put on display today. And just for him to be able to sit here and look to his right and see Jalen, and then look one chair further and to see Will, and kind of see where his game could be, 5, 10 years down the road, it's got to be exciting to him. So it's going to be great to work with these young men, all at different stages in their career. But again, athletically, he brings all the tools to the table, and it's going to be fun to work with him. And again, give the viewer a chance to see these guys show their talents and show how you can progress throughout your career.
Coach, Mike's one of the more athletic 8th graders we've seen. Played in the East Bay game last year, the youth All-American game for the top 7th and 8th graders. Now in San Antonio as well as a big featured item come bowl week. So as you said, Coach, you saw the real future, or the future. You see what's coming down the pike, and obviously Will played in the Super Bowl last year in the New York Giants system. Just finished up a great season. And I've heard it said by one great coach, the best way to score in the NFL and win in the NFL is to get a great quarterback, get a great receiver, and throw it long. This right here is a premium position in today's football, given what you know about today's offense and the trends of today's football.
Absolutely. Yeah, you want to make offenses earn the right to score in this game. You don't want them to be able to do it on one play, quick scores, scores by long distance. You don't want them to be able to do that. You want them to have to earn it. And not a lot of teams are patient enough to do that. So it all starts for me in the back end. Now, everybody talks about stopping the run, but you don't want to let explosive plays happen either.
Coach, here we go. Football University online training powered by SOTL training. Let's get after it, Coach.
Outstanding. Looking forward to it, Rich.
Thanks, man.